KIllco, my name is Brian, and yes, we are going on another whiskey adventure with some whiskey musings along the way. I hope. I can remember how to do this. It'd be funny if I forgot completely how to do anything. There we go. So, today, we have Willett 4-year rye, 109 proof. Now, this was donated to me, and I have not ever had it before. I have no idea what this tastes like at all. So, I am just going to get right into it, because I am curious. I hope I did everything right. Just setting up the stream. I feel like I forgot one thing, and it's bothering me. And this was, of course, donated to me by a magnificent bastard, we'll say. Someone I know who gave it to me directly. Now, that's actually a lot of whiskey, so I don't think I'm going to pour it all right now. Might as well. Again, whiskey is meant to be drank. There's no point in saving it. I mean, there is a point. It can cost a lot of money. JJ, good evening. Welcome to the chaos. I mean, the show. That's what we're calling it. As I just mentioned, we have a Willett 4-year rye. This is actually like a special bottle thing. I forget. Hold on. Words. Willett Family Estate Small Batch Rye, 4-year-old, 109.8 proof, supposedly. If you're wondering why I have my hand up, it's because I don't want to see any tasting notes yet. There we go. So this, one, it's a lot of whiskey in there. Glorious. Two, this is a different color, almost. I'm looking at it on the screen, and I'm looking at my hand, and oddly enough, it looks a little different. This is definitely bourbon colored, and I like it. It's not quite as dark. It's not that crimson color, but it is the quintessential bourbon color in my mind. This is right where I want it to be. It's in between, kind of like what I want to think here. I can just stare at it, is what I'm saying. I'm trying to think of good words here. Good words. Give me good words. It's caramel in color, but it also has this orange hue. I could just say amber because I say that all the time. But I've also started to pick up different ideas about it. Like, it doesn't look like oak, but it has been in wood for quite a bit, I imagine. Catch 3 plays Stanley Wagner Jr. Thank you for showing up. Remember to smash that like button and all that nonsense, because algorithm, it's a thing. Oh, there's definitely a black licorice note in here, which is unfortunately something that's been shoved in my brain from watching so many Whiskey Bolt episodes. Anything rye can have a eucalyptus or licorice, black licorice note. I just got mint too. That was neat. Oddly enough, this is making me hungry, but I think it's just because I haven't eaten much today. And I have a very big glass of whiskey suddenly in front of me, so I'm going to have to put some food on at some point. Now, I still have yet to figure out where I should put my nose. I know how to, do a simple drinking thing, but some people put their nose right in the glass. That does help. It's a little overwhelming, actually, but at least it doesn't hurt my my schnoz too much. Like, I'm always afraid of the alcohol just going and knocking me out. That'd be kind of funny. This is nice. It's making me salivate. Why am I thinking of cookies? not even chocolate chip cookies. It's some other kind of cookie. But I don't know what. That's bizarre. Thankfully, I've gotten accustomed. I automatically smell stuff with my mouth open now. I don't mean to. Let's try it with my mouth closed and see what happens. Not as much alcohol fumes as I thought. But this was a donation that I got almost a year ago. Probably over a year ago, actually. Now that I think about it. Because I probably got this last October. Maybe November. Ooh. Oh, this is spiky. This has got some... I don't want to call it aggressive, but it's blatantly rye, is what I can say. And I guess I have to equate this kind of feeling to rye instead of having it be all these other things, basically. And of course, tonight's whiskey musing is Willett be any good, because this is called Willett Rye. And as I said, I've never had this before. And I'm still not 100% sure if I like ryes. What I should have done, which I didn't do, is check the info about this thing. Because I like to know mash bills. That's something I have gotten into my brain recently, is knowing exactly what it's made of. Not knowing the yeast, because that would be crazy. Or at least difficult. But I like to know the percentages for some reason. And I don't know if this is a full rye or not. I assume it isn't. Because with most of these, there's a little bit of corn in there and sometimes some barley. But all I can say right now is I really want to drink this. There's that kind of peppery thing. And as bizarre as this is going to sound, is it smells green. Maybe that's like a pine note, is the best way I can put that. I don't know how to just... It smells green. You mean mint? No? Do you mean pine? Maybe. I'm really enjoying this nose, though. And I don't know how entertaining me just going is, but I don't want to do it for too long. Let's go with the first sip, see what happens. Ooh, ow. Blah. I got like a mint chocolate vibe off that. And it is very rye, but not as bad. I don't want to call it bad, but as far as the taste, it's not bourbon. That much is certain. I have a little friend flying around here. I like it. And the finish is pretty easy. I like. It's not amazing, but it's definitely good as far as my tastes are concerned. It seems like I'm more partial to ryes, or at least high ryes. Good evening, Power Keeper. We are drinking a Willett 4-year rye, 109 proof. And I have never had this before, and we are just getting to the tasting bit of it. I'll be looking up what the website, which I think is linked down below, says for tasting notes and stuff. I didn't see anything directly, but I know it's going to be sparse. Unlike the last one I did on, was it Friday? Oh, the joys of having a terrible memory. The last stream I did, I had a sample, and it had, the circle was full of like 10 different things. For this one, I know there's probably going to be about 4. And that's for the nose, the palate, and the finish. And so far I've gotten mint, black licorice, eucalyptus, I suppose. Very rye forward, because it's rye. And I had mint, and I got this... Did I say dark chocolate? I don't think I did. But almost like a dark chocolate mint, and some weird cookie thing. I seem to be getting that a lot lately. Which I imagine just means... I don't know. I'm trying to equate why something like this would remind me of any kind of baked good. other than something like I've said before, which would be yellow cake or cinnamon and sugar kind of cake like that, like coffee cake or something. That's the only thing that should be coming to mind, but lately it's just been cookies. Maybe I just want cookies. I don't know. And of course, I've done everything wrong. I had some scotch earlier in the evening during a stream, and I had peppers and onions for dinner maybe 3 or 4 hours ago. Doing everything incorrect, just so we're clear. I don't know how the professionals do it. I did have a cracker to kind of try to cleanse my palate. I don't know if it worked. And I drank a good amount of water. But really the nose on this is nice. I like the nose on this. It's almost, it's like tingling my nose just because of what it is. And I think ryes do that a lot to me. It's almost like a shockwave of some sort. A scent shockwave. Imagine that. It was woof, whoa. It's like walking past someone who was too heavily perfumed. Just a scent shockwave. Whoa. That's a good point, Barkeeper. Yeah, baking spices. I like it. Go for another taste. Ooh. Oh yeah, there's a chocolate note on there. Yes, and now I can definitely see more on the taste. Baking spices and stuff like that. Cinnamon. And for some reason, mint. That's a bizarre one. Or eucalyptus, I guess, because apparently I've fused those two together in my mind because of the mouthwash I use. It's eucalyptus mint. So anytime I get that same sensation and that same flavor, it's just eucalyptus mint, just like the mouthwash I use, which is also, I should point out, not the alcohol-free type. So every time there's also the reminiscence of having alcohol in my mouth. I enjoy this though. As far as the finish, I've never been good at finishes. I almost just kind of glance over them because I don't know. It's just, it's done. It's a very quick finish, is what I can say, is that it just ends and leaves a slight pepperiness. Nothing severe. Ooh. I left my speakers on and you don't need to hear my computer doing weird noises. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's something about rye for me. It gets me going, is the best way to put it. I like bourbons, but it seems like I like bourbons that have a high rye content, like Wild Turkey specifically. Is the immediate one that came to mind. And there's one out there called High West Double Rye. That thing is crazy. That's what I'm thinking of when I'm drinking this. And I feel that is more aggressive since it's double rye. Double. Oh yeah. Yeah, now you power keep, you put that in my head. I'm thinking spices and baked goods, and it's almost Christmas. Because I said pine earlier. I said it smells green. Or it tastes green. I can't remember which. And I equate that to pine and mint. It is. It came in one of the big ones. Like, this is the big one. Let me see if I have it. Do I have them over here? Or did I clean them all? And that. Wait. That stuff falling on the floor. Yeah. So, this is the normal size I've gotten before. And I've been getting more of these, which are considerably bigger. And I'm fine with that. It's just, I was debating if I should actually pour it all in, but there's that little thing in the back of my head saying, what are you going to do? Drink it later? Savor it for, a week from now? I mean, just drink the whole damn thing now. Live in the moment. I also have a couple other interesting samples here that I may do next week. But these terrify me. These samples terrify me because this one is 31 years old and this one is 27 years old and they're both Speyside single malts. And I'd feel a little weird in my head having a scotch on a stream when I know it's a bourbon night. McLovin, welcome. We are having a Willett 4-year rye, 109 proof. I know it's called something else, but that's just the quick version of it. I realized I put these away without saying what they were, other than old. I don't know anything about these other than there are samples given to me. This, which looks like white wine, is a 1992 liquid Speyside single malt, 27 years old, 105.6 proof. I don't know what to do with this, other than to drink it at some point on stream, but it feels so weird to have something that's 27 years old. And then I have this son of a gun, 1983 Milton Duff Speyside single malt, 31 years old, 92 proof. You want to know what I was doing in 1983? Take a guess. I'll wait. 1983. What were you doing in 1983? Some of you might not even exist in 1983. Oh, that's tasty. Oh, it burns. You know what's funny? I didn't say this before, but for over 100 proof, it doesn't drink like it's over 100 proof. I would have no idea. I would probably say this is 100 proof if I drank it, but it doesn't feel like it's over 100 when I drink it. Yes, whiskey is old enough to buy other whiskeys, exactly. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, maybe. I have no idea. I don't. One of the weirdest memories to think about is like, when did I stop drinking breast milk anyway? Let me think. I don't remember. 1983. I was 3 years old. So that's one of those moments where I'm thinking, I don't think I was, but guess what? I don't freaking remember. I have no idea when I stopped, when I got off the juice. Oh, man. Disturbing thoughts. There you go. You were twinkling in your father's eyes, I like to say. Yes. Not as Rex would say. I hope you all watched the video they put out yesterday, because that was hilarious. I only wish I could have done something like that for my 40th. And apparently I found out that me and Rex are the same age, except he's 6 foot something. But we're both equally as wonky, I think, is the nice way to put it. This is nice. I really like this. I don't want to like this because I don't know when I'd be able to get something like it again. Exactly. Scotch old enough to buy its own scotch. I'm sure it is. You don't really want to remember that. I'm sure you were very happy at the time, but it's not something you want to think about. Oh, yeah. Powerkeeper, yes, he is. I remember meeting him and Daniel last year, and it was just like, oh, Daniel's my height. What the hell? All right, let's do the thing. Yeah. I look at these and it boggles my mind. I mean, look at this. This is 4 years old. 4. "31 years in Scotland." Looks like white wine. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's that heat, I guess. I don't know how hot it gets in Kentucky, but I'm sure they have interesting summers and interesting winters. If it's doing the whole, this is how whiskey gets put in and out of oak. It's like a accordion, whiskey accordion, except with the sides of the oak, the charred oak barrel. Good stuff. All right, Now that we have officially deduced that this be good, and I like it, I'm going to check the tasting notes on the website I use because it gives me more words and thoughts, and maybe I'll get something else out of it that I couldn't get before. No, it doesn't. I mean, it does kind of in hotter climates, I guess. Because I know there are some Kentucky whiskeys out there that can be, or Kentucky or Texas is what I'm thinking of, where the heat and the cold does wonky things. It doesn't make it any better or any worse, though. I agree with that. But it does kind of give a clue as to where it's from sometimes. That's true. Reused barrels, reused oak barrels are a thing. All right, let's see here. I don't even know what time it is. Well, we're close enough. Well, what do you know? The first two things I see are all things that I like to see. And it's more than I thought. It's actually 5. So this is technically, as far as I can figure, Willett Family Estate Small Batch Rye, 4-year-old, 109.8 proof. This only said 109. And that's what I think. I'm going to double check just to make absolutely certain, because I did ask the person who donated this sample to me exactly what it was. And that's what I'm pulling up for the app I use, is that one. What it actually is, well, let's make sure. It doesn't have I don't think it has anything else on it for a year or time or, well, let's see. Yeah. Willett Straight Rye. Rare release, the Willett Distillery. So I guess that's the kind of kick to my groin, so to speak, because it's a rare release and I won't be able to get it. Family Estate bottled small batch rye. Aged in hand-selected white oak barrels for 4 years, hand bottled at cask strength. So that's what it is officially. There's no actual date on it, but the one I'm looking at, the one I was looking at, was I think it was a 2019 release. I think. Did I really just do that? I did. Alright, back to where we were. So, I didn't see what the notes were. I just jaunted off to make sure I could verify what that was. Indeed. I hear 83 was a good year anyway. I don't know what that means. Uh-oh. Don't start arguing. I know that I don't know exactly what it does. The one thing I know about Scotch and whiskey in general, and bourbons and Irish and Japanese, is I want to try it all. Anything. I especially want to try stuff from different countries, other than those 4 that I just mentioned. So, gosh, I'm alive now. The nose profile that is given for this is fir trees, nutmeg, musty, herbal, and licorice. So yes, I remember I think I said pine trees and licorice, black licorice. Herbal? I mean, we were talking about baking spices, but that wouldn't be herbal to me. I did say it smells green, though, so we could kind of equate it to that, maybe, if we really wanted to stretch. Flavor profile. What? This is a weird flavor profile. So, we got pepper, which is good, but we also have 3 that are very bizarre. Cabbage water, herbal, and candle wax. I don't know who out there is eating candle wax, but I suggest you don't do that. It's probably bad for your digestion. I can get herbal. I don't know where the hell they're getting candle wax or cabbage water. What's funny though, it says cabbage water, and the thing my mind goes to first is what the hell is that side? I want to say sauerkraut, but that feels wrong. Maybe it is sauerkraut. I don't remember. Anyway, it makes me think of something like that. Yes, by seeing the word cabbage water. And the finish, pepper, herbal, and cabbage water. This is a weird one. And unfortunately, there is no official review, because that would be helpful. It looks like the average price paid for this was about $70, which... Would I pay $70 for this? Knowing it's a special release, I might. But also, as my brain often does, I take the idea of $70 and equate it to how many Wild Turkey bottles I could buy. And that would be almost 3 Wild Turkey bottles. Do they? Who eats crayons? I don't think I ever ate a crayon as a child. I'm sure I did stupid stuff, like I probably smelled markers. But I have a feeling some of those markers actually had sense to them. Don't go sniffing markers, people. It's not good for you. Well, all in all, this has been a lovely dram. I feel sad that this is all I have. I just realized that. This is one of the ones where I'm like, oh, this is really good. I like. So we have narrowed down the fact that I seem to prefer Rise. I like that. There's still a little in here. Make sure I get it all out. Well, that would be interesting. Scotch that's aged in new oak. What the hell would they call that? It's definitely not bourbon, maybe? I don't know. Does anyone know if Trev Wilson is going live tonight? I checked his channel. I don't want to accidentally run into his thing. I'll double check now just to be sure. Oh, look, it's me. It's one of the weirdest things you do when you're looking up your own stuff. Or just looking up your, YouTube. It's like, by the way, here's your channel that's live at the moment. Oh yeah, thanks. I don't see anything. I figured you would have said something by now. Then again, I only started this, 2 hours ago? They would likely call it Scotch. If it's aged and barreled in Scotland, they call it Scotch because Scotch. I'm trying to think what else to talk about this evening. I mean, I'm glad I like this, and I'm glad I got to do this little review of it, because it is delish. But it's certainly not something I think everyone would like. I think I used the word spiky. So some people might get that and be might off-put them a little bit. Yeah, oddly enough, it is a little bit sweet, but it has more of that bite to it, It's almost, it kind of reminds me of, in a way, and this is an obscure reference, it's reminding me of the way slightly peated scotches are. It's something that just kind of goes, when you sample it, except it's rye. So it's what I'm trying to say is Islay whiskeys are the ryes of Scotland, apparently, in my head. That's fun. And this is only because I was having some peated scotches earlier. I had Highland Park 12 and I had Glenfiddich Fire and Cane, 2 just slightly peated. And I got something, a similar kind of feeling to it. Ugh. I gotta refill my water. Grief. Oh, that's good. Oh, man. I'm still sad this is going to be gone soon. And I am getting bizarre chocolate note off of it, which I like, but I think it's chocolate mint. It's unfortunate that there's no smell-o-vision yet. When are we going to get smell-o-vision? That needs to be something that happens. I can just waft this near the camera, and everyone will be like, oh, it smells lovely. That could backfire, though. Some people could get smells through the camera you don't want. It might be bad. Yeah, man. Why do I like Rise? It's so bizarre. Well, I'm tempted to do, but I'm not gonna. This is very inaccurate smelling note. No. A little bit of this came off. There's a turkey on the top of that. I don't know how I didn't notice that before. That was on the top. I'm tempted to pour a Wild Turkey 101 after this just because I want to compare, but I don't want to get up and get another glass. I only have one glass, so that means I have to finish what I have. Well, we've answered the question of the evening. Will it be any good? Yes. It's damn good. I just feel bad that this is some kind of special release bottle and I won't be able to get more of it. You know what's funny? I haven't had Old Forester 1920 yet. At least not that I'm aware of. I might have sampled it somewhere once upon a time, but no. I don't know. We do have something else coming up. This is something I want to... I'll pose this to the audience. Can I say that? I think I can. So, hang on. I hope this is funny. It would be good if this was funny. If any of you were here a while ago when I got some samples from an unboxing, at least that's what I'm calling it, there was a blind flight that was sent to me. These are just marked A, B, C, and D, except for one of them. That one's not part of the sample lineup. That one was the Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel, which I'm actually tempted to do an actual solid review on, so I can edit it and all that. But I'm wondering if I should do, because this is a lot of whiskey. I mean, these are the ones that we were just talking about size-wise. That's about, I think it says 2 point something ounces. I don't know how many ounces this is. It just says 24 on the bottom. That doesn't help me at all. It's not 24 ounces. 24 centiliters? I don't know what the heck it is. But I'm wondering if anyone would want to actually watch a blind flight. I know it's done on other channels. I have never actually done a blind flight. And I have no idea what these are. I've been told what they were, but I have forgotten. Because I'm very good at forgetting things. That is what I'm an expert at. Put this a little closer. Oh. But that is something I'm posing to the audience, if you would like to see me try and do a blind flight at some point someday on a live stream. Because now I can do it for the moment. The one problem I've had is that I can't blind myself. I can't, you know, I can close my eyes and pick a bottle and pour something and then try to put it back, but that's about as blind flight as I can get. And then only the people watching would know what the hell I got. I would have no idea. So it'd be very strange. Ooh. Old Forester 1920 is something I want to try. Powercube, you did send those. Thank you. 2 ounce bottles, okay. That's what I figured. Oddly enough, whatever reason, these look like a lot more than 2 ounces. I don't quite know why, but they do. Thank you, Jim. Maybe I will. Oh, don't worry. I still have the piece of paper in there. I haven't opened it. I just remember you mentioned what they were last time, and my brain just went... But it's one of those things where I feel like I'm putting it off on purpose. I don't mean to, but one, I don't know when to do it. Like I went live last Friday and that went extremely well. I actually got my first super chats that night and that was awesome. And we finally got the link, which I think is below, to work, so that's good. But yeah, I'm debating whether I want to do another stream on Fridays because I know at least 2 or 3 other streamers also do stuff that night. Keep wanting to eat this. I don't know why. I think I'm just hungry. Oh, that's good. It's kind of mellowed out now. It's not as bitey. I guess just because it's had time sitting out in the glass. And I have had this lid on it, although I have held this in my hand for a little bit. I think my main concern is I'm not. My senses are a bit weird, but it seems I can get the gist of things. I'm constantly doing these videos. One, just to actually record the reaction I get initially, but two, to kind of verify that what I'm smelling and tasting are what I think they are. Oftentimes it's kind of a vague idea of what it is. We shall see. But if nothing else tonight, will it be good? Yes. Will it be good? It's very good. And it's unfortunate that it is this kind of once in a blue moon release kind of thing. And there's no guarantee anything else will taste like it. I'm trying to think. I'm thinking of Weller. That's what's bothering me. Willett is what made me think it was a Weller, but it definitely is not. And Weller is that long sought after, one of those expensive marked up bottles kind of thing, much like Blanton's, I think. Unless I'm thinking of the wrong thing. I have a certain... I'm not good at remembering most things, but I have a good habit of keeping in mind what's expensive. Okay, so what's in there? Buffalo Trace Store Pick. That sounds good. Single barrel. Eagle Rare, which I've never had. E.H. Taylor's Small Batch, which I've also never had. And Buffalo... Is that Buffalo Trace? Kosher Rye Recipe? So Buffalo Trace I've definitely had, but I clearly have not had the... Too Slow. Hi! Welcome. We have been sampling the Willett 4-year rye. Technically it's called something else. Hold on. Willett Family Estate Small Batch Rye, 4-year-old. 109 proof. It's lovely. We found out if it's any good. Yes. I have certain bourbons in my head just because of how often they're talked about. There's Blanton's and there's Weller, which are two I have never had. And part of me is like, do you want to have them? And part of me is like, no, they cost too much. And I've heard mixed reviews. It's one of those weird things where it's been studied that if you pay more for something, you like it more. Now, I was given this for free, and it's delicious. But I also know some people don't like a rye thing. That's one thing I should do. Hold on, we'll try that. Since I do have the exact name, or at least a general idea of the name, let's see if Google can tell me anything fancy. This is how we learn. And this is probably not the best way to learn because it's Google. But, let's see if we can find the info. Oh, we have a bunch of different people showing up here. I think I did look one of these up earlier. Let's see if this tells me anything. Ah. Alright. So is this the right one? I cannot tell. It looks kind of similar. But we're talking about a very high amount of rye in this, and the price is about the same. 2 mash bills, one 74% rye, and the other 51% rye. The proof is not right, though. Yeah, because this is 109. So that might not be it. We are talking about a high rye here. No, this is another one that's too high. The problem is there have been numerous releases of this kind of thing, and trying to find the exact 109 one is going to be a little weird. But it looks like people are saying the same kind of thing. So I'll go with that. I'll go with a general, this is kind of what it is. And so far, this one's a little more advanced. It tells me more. It says, God, the door's loud. It says, a blend of Willett high rye mash bill, 74% rye, like the other one said, 11% corn, 15% malted barley, with Willett low rye mash bill, 51% rye, 34% corn, and 15% malted barley. So it's good, and it's also lots of rye. Criminy. But I like lots of rye, it seems. I don't know if this is something I would sip on, though, for very long. This is something I'm enjoying the experience of. But as far as super duper rye stuff, I don't know. I know the only thing that compares to this that I've had in recent memory is High West Double Rye, which is also very high rye, which I did like, but I never reviewed. I bought a bottle of it, drank the whole thing, never reviewed it. I think that's because I opened it before I started actually trying to record stuff more often. Here's another query for the viewers. Don't forget to hit that like button. Sorry, I just noticed they have 5 likes. And subscribe. Oh, the YouTube gods are cruel overlords, making me say stuff like that. Ugh, I feel dirty. I don't really. Everyone wants people to like their stuff and subscribe to their channel. If you had a channel, you'd want the same thing. You know that. I know that. We all know that. I'm trying to think. I lost my train of thought because of that. Buffalo Trace, kosher rye recipe, Power Keeper. So the question really is, Power Keeper, would you like me to do that blind flight live? And also when? Because I would certainly want you to be there since you're the one who donated it. I could probably do it on Friday at 5:30 is what I started at last Friday. And that went awesome because I actually got super chats, which was amazing. And then, what? Saturday? No, Sunday. Sunday is the other night. I'm trying to figure out nights to do streams. Friday seems like a good night, and Sunday is because, let's be clear, I'm just waiting for something else to start in a little while. You might know what it is. And if you don't, you'll figure it out. This is a lovely reason for me to drink plenty of whiskey in the evening. I really do like this. Although I did just think of glue for a moment there. The smell of Elmer's glue. That was very strange. I hope you guys can't hear those door slams because those are awful. It's lovely. That's all I can say is it's really good, and it definitely is something that seems to lean towards my own preferences. I'm going to have to keep this in mind now. One, I seem to like Willett, not Weller. But will I be able to get this again? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to talk to the person who donated this to me and ask him for recommendations because this is actually really damn good to me. But again, this is not something I would simply pour to drink, probably because of the higher proof. Power Keeper, I probably will do a live. That seems to be the thing that people do. I guess it's a way of keeping them honest. And it's also, well, let's just be honest about it. It's easier to do. It's much easier to make content where it's like this, where all I have to do is flick a switch and we're live. And then it's an hour of content or more, depending. Again, I still don't know if Trev Wilson is going live in 15 minutes or not. I'll check one more time. Because I know he went live on Friday before ADHD Whiskey did. Who, if you haven't checked out, you might as well. Because he's doing exactly what I want to do. And I've talked about him many times. It's where he's just living the dream, where he's hanging out with people and drinking whiskey. That's the main thing this is to me. Whiskey musings, as I said. I'm trying to think. I also have the holiday coming up, and a lot of YouTube people do stuff for that. I don't, only because it's a chore. Any holiday that comes up. I think the only one I've done is St. Patrick's Day, and that's because I have pretty serious Irish heritage, and I also had an Irish whiskey I wanted to try at the time, which was called Dead Rabbit, which is very good actually, and it's gone, long gone. I would say something about posting the link up above, but I don't think I'm going to do that. You know what? I will say I will link it over there. I don't know if I'll remember that, because I think I said that for the last stream I did for something. I don't remember what the heck it was. I feel like it was something from It's Bourbon Night, but I also don't remember what I said. I think maybe I've been talking about Booker's, which is what might be going on tonight, I hear. Oh, this is lovely. Oh, here's another question, or more questions. Out of these, I can't do those. We'll do a little questionnaire here, since we want to have some content input. Let's do this. Out of the variety I have that I'm about to show you, what would you be curious to see? Most of these are very basic, let's be clear. But we have the regular Jim Beam, and these are all mini bottles, that's why I have them. We have Jack Daniels. We have regular old Jameson, and I just did a couple of videos about the Caskmates, so that's an option. Maker's Mark. Little tiny little bottle, look at this, with the wax all over it, it's ridiculous. Dewar's White Label, and the one that I'm most curious about, I'll be honest, a Chivas Regal 18, which is a Scotch. It's only 40% though, that bothers me slightly. I always want higher proofs, we've learned that. There's also other options that I have, if nothing like that seems to tickle your fancy. But I don't want to say what they are. Now, we also have this one, but I've already done this. Or have I? I honestly don't remember if I've done a review of Woodford Reserve. I have done too many videos. It's official. I've done too many. Oops. Jameson goes there. Dewar's White Label goes over here. So those are options for mini reviews. If anyone would like to see any of those, please let me know in the chat. I was going to say in the comments, but that's not a thing right now. It's one of the great things about doing this kind of content is you can get the feedback. The feedback is good. That's the stuff. Now, I'm still trying to figure out if anyone's going live at 7. I didn't do that right, did I? Whoops. I don't see anyone. Oh, there's also the other question of, would people be interested in watching me do a stream like this, except smaller, where I'd be playing a PC game on the YouTubes, which is something I do on Twitch, but I can also do here if I wanted to. Wouldn't look as good, I don't think. I still don't see anything. I'm assuming he's not pre-gaming tonight. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I don't know. I don't know. And I don't see anything else popping up either. Oh, wait, no, I do see a couple other things, but they're not anything I'm worried about. Oh! How's my watch? And I just got a notification for in an hour. There will be bourbon later this evening. Just so you I am very curious, Power Keeper. I am very curious about the Elijah Craig toasted barrel because I think it was toasted barrel because that sounds wonderful. And I honestly have not had many Elijah Craigs. I've just had the one regular bottle, which I think is at, was it 84 or 92 or something like that? I feel like it's 92. I'm trying to visualize the bottle in my brain. It's not working too well though. Ugh. Double check everything here. Good. You got a weird thing here with YouTube telling you stuff, telling you things. Well, if nothing else, we figured out this is good. Let's be honest, that was the main thing for the evening. That's true, I could do that. I mean, this is kind of an impromptu review, as I like to call it. It's where I review something, talk about stuff, and kind of move along. It's a mishmash, is what I call it. That's why I call it Whiskey Musings, because it's not specifically the review. I don't want to call it a review, because it's unedited, you know? It's kind of what I would do for a video, where I would pour the whiskey and I do the whole, you know, this, that, and the other thing. The color, the smell, and the taste. And technically, the finish, although I can never get a finish of anything. It says drying out just a smidge, but it's a little too clingy and spiky. I wonder if you can hear that. Jake Miller, welcome. And happy end of dry week indeed. Yeah, it's very informal. It's entertainment to the extent that if you are here, I hope we are entertaining you. The royal we is being used. But it's also a way to be viewable by the public, I guess. That's a nice way to put it. Yes, we have a long night ahead of us. I'm still wondering if Trevor's going to pregame. I'm starting to get twitchy because I know it's getting to the time that I should technically stop. But I haven't seen him do a pregame for It's Bourbon Night in the past. At least last week or the week before. And I know he did one on Friday. I don't know. I'm not going to worry too much about it. Personally, I could very easily pour another drink and talk about it if I wanted. Reminder that super chats are available. They're just through PayPal if anyone wants to do that. If anyone has any requests, if anyone ever wants me to buy a bottle, and you want to actually give me the bottle, there is an option. You can either super chat me below, or you can send me an email and we can work on something out where you can purchase a bottle from a nearby liquor store and I can pick it up and then I'll do a review and it'll be glorious. That is an option. But as I said, I have plenty of samples at the moment. It's just a matter of which ones to do next. I am attempting to make 3 videos a week, but at the moment I'm realizing I haven't made a video today, and the idea was I'm going to have one Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but it's also a holiday. I don't know. And there's the fact that I took dry week. So for that entire last week, I only did one video, and the only thing I told anyone about that video was that it was about dry week, and why it's a good idea to take a break and not get yourself in trouble with drinking too much. That's the one thing I worry about the most. We'll throw this in the Whiskey Musings, is that my concern is that I drink while watching streams, I drink while making videos, I drink when editing videos. So there's a good amount of alcohol intake going on, and I certainly don't want it to get out of hand, which is why I specifically take a week off every quarter, also because Whiskey Tribe does it. And I've done that for the past 2 years at least, probably more. I don't remember when they officially started. I've been able to do it, but here's the thing. The last one we did felt longer There was certainly a draw to my collection where I was like, oh, I really wish I could have a whiskey, but there was no, I need to have a whiskey, which is the real, where the problems start. When you need to have a drink, rather than I would like to have a drink, simply because it's something you've done as a, I don't want to call it routine, but habit, I guess. It can very easily become a habit. That is a good point. The only issue with drinking is that if you run out of whiskey, I don't want to run out of whiskey, and I don't think that'll happen because I did organize my collection. I think I said that in the last stream. But the funny part is, even though I don't drink scotch that much, this entire top area is scotch. And then everything else is Irish, Japanese, bourbons, rye, American, etc. are all right here. And I have my little Ohio bottles hiding. Ohio? No, Iowa. My Iowa bottles are all hiding in the back here. I did think of doing other reviews, I might also say. I don't know if anyone wants to see it, but one thing I was thinking of doing was a beer review. I know what you're saying. This is a whiskey channel. You don't review beers, but there's something called a malasada, I believe is how it's pronounced. Has anyone ever had a malasada? Do you people know what a malasada is? Do I know what a malasada is? Am I saying it correctly? Malasada. Ah, it sounds even worse if I say it like that. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. Anyway, it's fried dough with sugar on it. And apparently there is a local brewery, which I enjoy, that I've wanted to do reviews of their whiskey, but I haven't been able to afford it yet because it's $70 for one bottle because local small batch, etc. But they recently did a beer where they are equating it to Malsadas, and it's 11%, and it's a stout. And I haven't tried it, but I did buy 4 of them today. Like it's a little big-ass 4-pack. And I'm debating on if I want to review it officially. Because it's so obscure. I know it won't get any views or anything, but since I have the Malasada and the Malasada beer, which is what they're calling it, I'm tempted. I'm tempted to do a review just because it seems so bizarre. Churro, yes, except it's not long and twirly. I know I think I've had those in Disney World, but this is just a big old fried dough thing covered in sugar. And I have one, and I'm looking at it right now. I will eat it later. It'll be glorious. Glorious, I tell you. Woocha. Oh, that's good. Well, we are hitting the 1 hour mark soon. I'm debating if I want to keep going. I don't know if people are going to stick around for 2 hours. If you stick around for 1 hour, I'm impressed. Stick around for 2? What are you doing? I mean, thank you. Trying to see what is going on. There are other things streaming, but nothing that I'm noticing is Trev doing anything. Good God. I'm going to pour something else in a minute here, though. Like, once the hour mark hits, I'm going to pour something else. Since I haven't seen anything about Trev, but I'm going to try to keep an eye out. I'll show you, Power Keeper. Hold on. I'll go grab it. I'll also grab the beer, too. 1 second. Oh, gosh. That's a hefty amount of beer right there. A pint. A full-on pint for each of these. So this is what a malasada looks like. Oh my gosh. Decadence. Doughy sugariness. I have another bag and it's getting stuff all out. Oh. That's sugar, all right. Woo! And here is the beer that is being talked about at the moment. The Malasada Stout. Imperial Stout with milk, sugar, and cinnamon bun. Milk, sugar, and cinnamon bun extract. 11 freaking percent. Now, I don't know about you, but that's twice what I'm used to as a beer person. Like, if I have a beer, it's usually 4% or 5%. This is double that, easily. And it could easily knock you on your ass if you drank 2 or 3 of them quickly. And again, it's a stout. You wouldn't do that. But those are what I was thinking of reviewing as a pairing almost, because they're both the same kind of thing. I don't know if I want to do that, though. I'm debating. It's a thought. But now you know what a Malasada looks like. There was a Portuguese fest today. That's the only reason I have these things. Is because the brewery/distillery did a Portuguese fest thing today. And I was only there briefly because it was getting crowded. A bear claw. Yeah, I've heard it called that before. Or concha. Yes, whatever that is. But this is the mystery item. I can read the back to you. Again, this is something that I think they're only selling for this week. It's probably all gone. So no one can get it. It's just I'm curious as to what it tastes like. And the fact that it's an 11% stout is what really makes me go, oh, hello. How are you? You know, I like high-proof whiskeys. I definitely like high-proof beers occasionally. And this is stout, so. Malasada Stout. Made with the same love as your Vavo Armasala Stout, brings the nostalgic aroma of the classic homemade sugary puffed pastry with a surprisingly smooth 11% ABV and decadent notes of creamy cinnamon sugar. It's sure to leave you with a sweet smile. Oh, that's a write-up right there. Someone had to think of that up. It looks really good. And I like Malasadas, so I don't know. Part of me is thinking I should just do it now because I got an hour to kill. But I don't know. And I don't see Trev going live, so I'm assuming he isn't. There are a bunch of other people who are live, but they're people I don't know. Are you having that? Comedy Central for some reason. And a musician, I believe her name is Kate Edmondson, who I believe Daniel Whittington mentioned to me. I have a bear claw. Ooh. Debate. Think. This has definitely cooled off a little bit. It's not as spiky as it was before. Thankfully. Although I like the kind of bit to it. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I will end the stream now because the viewer count's slowly going down. I can only be so entertaining, I know. But I will have one of these and I will post it on Instagram as a thing there. So if you don't follow me there, you can see where to go over here, I think. KIllco77 on Instagram. And in a few minutes, I'll do an impromptu, very brief review of a pairing of the Malasada with the Malasada Stout. How's that sound? Good? Sounds good to me, because I'm off the hook. But first, I have to finish this whiskey before I stop anything. And I don't want these to get warm. That's my other thing. Hold on. Take one of these off. Oh, that's probably loud. And I'll get a glass. Oh, God. The rough part is where you have to get up. No one likes it when you leave. Yeah, I think I'm all set. But, yeah, we'll end the stream here. And I will see you again. I'll make a video sometime this week. I don't want to say Monday, because I know I'm going to be up late, apparently. But I was doing an outro before, the Live Long and Prosper one, with Don't Forget to Be Awesome. But I think I have a saying that I like saying. Instead, I just have to make sure I say it properly. But I think it was, whiskey is life. Life is meant to be shared. Cheers. See ya either Friday or Sunday, whenever I decide to do a stream next. And happy Thanksgiving to those of us who are in the States, because I probably won't do a live then, because I will be not at my apartment. I will be with family eating foods and getting very fat and drinking much whiskey. Okay. Till next time, folks. Thank you for coming. Sancha.